I'm back! Well, we'll see how this goes, but yeah, for some reason, in both the speed fan and the HW monitor software, for some reason, the reading from some temperature probes is reading at 118 degrees Celsius at the moment, which is a complete and utter fabrication, because when I go to the BIOS, it was just reading a nice cool 30 degrees. So it was just reporting stupid numbers. Like, it's reporting 118, 118, 111, 109. And when it was in just the BIOS, it was just like, yep, CPU's at 42 and the motherboard is at 35 and the disks are reading about 37. So I don't think it's the sensors are dead, Egg. I think it's a case of, because I googled it up as well, I think it's a case of some motherboards, they just don't have those sensors. So they just return some garbage number that happens to be 100 plus degrees Celsius for some reason. So we'll just keep on going, and I've got them on. I'm currently observing them at the moment. So the CPU is running at 48. The GPU's got up to 69, which is reasonable given what I've got on screen at the moment. It's sort of fairly complex for the GPU I've got. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how stable it is. Yeah, the hard drives are reading cold. They're reading 31 and 34, so it's not like the general ambient temperature is ridiculously warm. So I can't explain why a CPU can be 49, but then the system temperature is 100 odd. It doesn't make any sense the way that would be, other than it's reporting some really phony numbers on that particular probe. So we're going to get on with it and hope it all works. So let me hit the round button. Not particularly warm, no. Like I say, after turning the PC off and then just going back into the BIOS, it was all reasonable temperatures. No, Matt, because I'm acutely aware of these issues with the PC, and also I need to at some point upgrade the PC, so it'll be a good opportunity to open it up just to check that there isn't any dust or something that's in the way of some flow and make certain the fans are spinning. Yeah, I'll be able to do that for tomorrow or something. Do that on tomorrow. Just upgrade PC so that I can get another 16 gigs of RAM in here, get an up-to-date graphics card, because Jesus Christ, this 950 is not doing well anymore. I need to put my 1660 Super in. So yeah, need to do that. So sorry for all of that pain, but it was a good idea to just check that it was all doing okay. Like, for example, here's another weird one. So I'm going to bring it on screen. So, HW Monitor is currently reporting CPU temperature value of 89 degrees Celsius. Speed Fan is running a CPU temperature of 52 Celsius. I don't know what to trust, really. I don't know which of these are to trust. These values here, the speed of the fans, I think is correct, because that is what the BIOS is saying. And the same with those. Those there are roughly the same as these. They make sense. Like, I don't understand why it thinks that the package temperatures of the cores is this high so significantly, even though this is saying we're running 53 Celsius. It says it's hot, but in a realistic sense in the modern world, it's not that hot. It is warm. It's not hot, though. Like, I don't get why some of these numbers seem to be so wildly out of kilter. Like, that 53 reads that 53 and that 53 there. That makes sense. So, well, reinstall CPU Z. Well, I'm using, that CPU ID HW monitor. That's not CPU Z. Neither of them are. Oh, but it's sort of within that world, isn't it? HW monitor is sort of part of CPU Z, isn't it? It's sort of the same thing. Well, I can quickly install it again, just for my sanity's sake. I mean, I've always trusted SpeedFan in the past, but I know that it's old. I know SpeedFan is old, and HW Monitor is supposed to be better. I mean, well, look at it. It's got a lot more information. It's got information on voltages and things as well. I mean, this does as well down here, but still. Still, anyway, let's just see what it says if I install CPU-Z latest. Beep, 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 indeed. So, yeah, it's... I don't really know what to trust at the moment, other than the BIOS, but unfortunately I'm not in the BIOS when I'm running the actual thing. CPU-Z. Yes. So, this is now the up-to-date version of CPU-Z/CPU-ID, which is running... Okay, that's telling me the core speed. No, this isn't telling me temperatures at all, which is no good. This is telling me what the speeds are and voltages. That's no good for me. Yeah, that's not telling me any temps. That's just telling me speeds. So, well, I did reinstall the whole package, or at least I thought I did. Anyway. Yeah, I just went classic version, set up in English. That was the package of CPU-Z. So, you know. I don't know if the HW Monitor is up to date since me doing that, but there we go. No, because that's still reading 100 degrees in some freaking packages. I don't know what's going on there. So, yeah, things and stuff, folks. We'll see what happens and see if it remains stable at the very least. Yeah, some of the numbers are right. Some of the numbers feel really right, like 56 and 34 match CPU and aux-T in on the other one, but then these hundreds make no sense. So anyway, we will see how it goes and hope for the best. So we've got 30 in this game. Again, sorry for the inconvenience, but yeah, PC overheating like that it's a scary thing. But then again, I've had in the past PCs that have overheated and all they do is just literally cut the power to themselves and just turn off, rather than trying to work with it at high temperature, because it's just so dangerous doing that. Well, I won't blow up and melt. The PC might, but I won't. I mean, if the PC does go, then that's going to be a lot of fun for me over the next few days. So, if you're all ready... No, we're up to 31. If you're all ready, let's start this game off proper. Let's go to the 49ers. Well, the frame rate's hideous once again, but oh well. And here's how you play. If you're not familiar, you'll see some questions. The questions will have an answer between 0 and 10,000. They are just general positive integer answers. You need to answer fast and answer correctly to advance through to the next round. I do have things backed up, Matt, yes. I think, well, the one thing I won't have backed up, because there's so much of it, is the streams that I've recorded, because that's a lot of data. So those I won't have backed up somewhere, but there are at least VODs of the most recent streams on Twitch, so it's not too big a hit if that happens. Alright, so yeah, you'll get a question, and the answer to that question will be a number. Be fast, be quick, be correct, and you will advance through. If you are wrong at any point, you are out. You do not have to answer a question, though. Yeah, the HD temperatures are reading really sensibly 31 and 34 at the moment, and those numbers I trust. So, that's... yeah. The likely my Mobo will die. Well, if my Mobo dies, I have other Mobos I can plug in. I still have 2 other motherboards at home from older builds of my PC. So yeah, if the Mobo goes, the Mobo goes. So should all be all right. But anyway, let's get going and let's play Winning Lines. Oh god, that looks very chuggy. Well, just calm and hope everything goes okay. If you're all ready, fingers and numbers. Here is question number 1. As of November 2019, how many official Bond films have been released in cinemas? As of November 2019, how many official Bond films have been released in cinemas? They're locked in. Light your pink if you played. We have got 6. Only 6 players going for this question. So as of November 2019, there have been 24 official Bond films released to the cinemas. As Tantasaur says, No Time to Die would be the 25th, but that has not been released yet. So there are 24 released so far. If you answer 24, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we will light you red. 4 players eliminated there. Egg and Matt and Natta and Samster all getting that one wrong. 8 Minky and Tantasar got it right though. So 4 players we are going to say goodbye to. And to the remaining 2, who was fastest? It was Tantasar at podium number 27 with a time of 4.7. Oh, it was close. 8 Minky was only 0.03 seconds off. So close on the timing there. 0.03 of a second. Literally, well, if this was running at 60 frames, I would say that's 2 frames. But this is not running at 60 frames, so I'm going to say it's probably 1 or 2 frames. Tantasar, you are our first player through. We lose the 2, keep the 7, and the first digit in our winning line is a 7. And we've already said goodbye to 4 very strong players indeed. So everyone else, you have a good chance of getting into looking after number 1 now. And to those remaining players, fingers on numbers. Here comes question number 2. If the Beatles had been merciful as released 2 fewer albums, not including compilations, than they actually did, how many albums would they have released? If the Beatles had been merciful as released 2 fewer albums, not including compilations, than they actually did, how many albums would they have released? A lot of people just going, nope, 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 not going with this question, nope. So, I wonder if anyone attempted this question. Light your pink if you played. Yep, no one attempted this question. Well, we never saw that on the show, did we? No one attempted that question. So, if they had been merciful and had released 2 fewer albums than they actually did, the answer there would have been 11. So they actually released 13 albums, not including compilations, and if they released 2 fewer of those, then it would have been 11. So no one is eliminated, but nothing will happen with this question. Hopefully my system will work with this. Okay, it does reveal the answer at the very least, and I can hide that. Here's your next question. In Big O 75, balls are sorted in BINGO sets. What is the lowest numbered N ball? Well, that's a bug. Didn't realise it would do that straight away. That's a slight bug, but okay. Because the question's not even on screen at the moment. Well, like your pink if you played. We have got 8... I mean, I wasn't ready either, Panda, so sorry about that. 8 players decided to go with this question. In Bingo 75, balls are sorted into BING and O sets. The lowest N ball is 31. If you answered 31, we'll light you blue. Answered anything else, we will light you red. I'm hoping the question display will appear at some point in future. Oh, there he is, and there it just went. So... just Shadowmane failing to find the answer there, and we have to say goodbye. To the remaining 7 that got it right, the fastest player was 8 Minky. Podium number 9, 5.32 seconds. Then it was Panda, 6.02 seconds. And then it was Lingo Maniac, 7.41 seconds. Tied on the same frame with Random Zombie, 7.41 seconds. Unlucky. Woo, redemption for question 1, indeed, Ape. Alright, well, we lose that 0, keep the 9, and the next digit in our winning line is a 9. 7 and 9 is currently our winning line. Okay, we've lost 5 players, and we've gained 2 into the next round. The remaining players, you have 4 more opportunities to get through. Fingers on numbers. Here's your next question. How many main series Dragon Quest games have been released? How many main series Dragon Quest games have been released? We'll light you pink if you played. Hello? We'll light you pink if you played. Thank you. 6 players went for this question. So, how many main series Dragon Quest games have been released? We were looking for the answer of 11. If you answered 11, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we will light you red. Oh my goodness. Podium 8, Podium 13, and Podium 36 getting that wrong. Those answers there, I think, were... Omeo said 13. Score count went with 14. And Shimoko went with 13 as well. So, unfortunately, those are wrong answers. And we have to... When was this question written? Good point, I guess. Dragon Quest. Unfortunately, I can't reverse the results of it, but... Well, we have numerical answers that are Dragon Quest 1 through 11. So I'm going with that as the definitive answer, as there are 11 major releases in the franchise. Spin-offs and things like that don't count, but the main franchise is 11. So that's what I'm going to go with. So to those 3 players, we're going to say goodbye. And 11 was in 2017. Yes, it was. Yeah, all non-numbered ones are considered spin-offs. That's what I believe, anyway. Like Dragon Quest Monsters, Slimes, other Dragon Quest Millennia stuff. So I'm going with what I've got on the board as 11 main releases. So the remaining 3 players, who was fastest? It was Panda at 42 with a time of 4.48 seconds. Very close behind there. Random Zombie, 4.97 seconds. And then Applecast, 5.05 seconds. Well, Panda, you're the next player through. Lose the 4, keep the 2. Why are you 42? It's the test answer. And our third winning line digit is a 2. So many 42 questions. I mean, there could be, yes. So 7, 9, and 2 is our current winning line. 3 players are through. 3 players yet to find. I'm just having a quick look at my temperatures. And all of the temperatures seem to be happy. Apart from the ones reporting really stupid numbers. So we're going to continue on. To the remaining players, you have 3 opportunities left to get into looking after number 1. Fingers on numbers. Here is question number 4. Which number is an anagram of Toy Fighter? Which number is an anagram of Toy Fighter? Oh. No, actually, no, that's right. Okay. It's a yucky one, this one. We'll let you pick if you played. I'm going to say why it's yucky as well. So we have 6 players that went with this one. Toy Fighter is the anagram of 48. 48 is what we were looking for. If there was a U in there, then it would be 84. But there is no U in there, so I'm afraid it's the other way round. And it's 48 is the number that we are looking for. So if you answer 48, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we'll light you red. And yes, Clive and Awesome Quintuple 9, from the looks of things, falling foul of that little trick there, gave the other answer of 84, which is not what we're looking for. Clive and Awesome Quintuple 9 will have to say goodbye. To the remaining 4 players that got that right, though, who was fastest? It was Keshi Head at podium 17, the time of 5.94 seconds. Then it was Lingo, 6.61. And then it was Car 7th, 7.31 seconds. Oh, is that your question, Matt? Well, they can hate you for that if they want. So, Keshi Head, you're our next player through. We'll lose the 1, keep the 7. And the next digit, and our winning line is another 7. 7927 is our current winning line. 2 more positions to find in looking after number 1. Remaining players, fingers on numbers. This is your penultimate chance. Unless it's, of course, it's a question that no one wants to answer. Here is your question. How many years are there in a century? How many years are there in a century? Nice, simple one. No additional maths required. Just straight up knowledge. Like you pink if you played. Yeah, we've got a few people going for this one. 14 players locking in an answer on this question. We were, of course, looking for the answer of 100. If you answered 100, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we'll light you red. And that's what we like to see. Everyone at least getting it right. 14 players correct, but critically, who was the fastest? It was Storm Vision at 16 with a time of 3.72 seconds. Very closely followed behind by Daz, 3.86 seconds. That's 0.14 of a second. And then third place there was Lingo Maniac. Time of 4.16 seconds. Unlucky there, Daz. Very close behind, though. In fact, a lot of very fast answers there. Car 7th and Shinobi here were on exactly the same frame there, 4.54 seconds. Storm Vision, you are 5th player through. Lose the 1, keep the 6. And our 5th digit in the winning line is a 6. 79276 is our current winning line. And there's now only one opportunity left to get into looking after number 1. This could be your final question. So, you may as well plump for the question and give an answer, even if you don't really know it. Ooh, hello. Excuse me. Did not mean to do that. So, remaining players, fingers on numbers for your last opportunity. How many minutes are there in one half of a game of football or soccer, excluding any stoppages? How many minutes are there in one half of a game of football or soccer, excluding any stoppages? Okay, a lot of answers coming in here. Stopags, absolutely. We will light you pink if you played. We've got 14 players going for this question, so a full game of UK football, association football, aka soccer in the US, a full game is 90 minutes long, excluding stoppages. So one half of that is 45. 45 minutes for a half in a game of association football / soccer is what we're looking for. If you answered 45, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we will light you red. We got a few wrong answers. I think some of them going with the full time and just missing out that critical part. Poker Nuts with 90, Toshi with 90. Virtual Polygon with 60, the Masters with 90, Egg Fried Cheese that got eliminated on the first question went with 1995 apparently is how long one half of a game of football or soccer is. Certainly feels like that sometimes. So we'll say goodbye to those that got that wrong, and to the remaining 9 that got it right. Who was fastest? It was Lingo Maniac with a time of 4.49 seconds. You managed to get in there, Lingo. Second was Car 7th with 4.78, and third was Connor, 5.19 seconds. Well played, Lingo. Managed to get into that final slot, and for the final time, we lose the 2, keep the 6. And the last digit in our winning line is a 6. So in numerical order, the winning line would have been 266779. That is our winning line in order. Not that it matters, because I still have an implemented thing for that. I do need to get around to doing that. So in the meantime, thank you very much for those that did not get through. Commiserations. I don't know if I want to run another game. It depends what the temperatures say. But if the temperatures say okay, then we will do another game afterwards. Otherwise, we won't. So in the meantime, thank you very much for playing. But to our Super 6, we need to move on to looking after number 1. 8 Mickey, Storm Vision, Keshi, Lingo, Tantasar, and Panda. We've got some adjacent numbers here. This could be really difficult. We have a 16-17 and a 26-27 situation, and then we've got the low number 9 and the high number 42. So this could be interesting for those left in the game. Not sure why my guess wasn't timed out, even though my account is in game. Don't know, Poker Nuts. Don't know, I'm afraid. So, to the remaining 6, this is how you play, looking after number 1. Basically like round number 1, except the answers are only the 6 numbers you see before you. You need to answer quickly to buzz in. First person to answer will buzz in with their answer. If you are right and it is your number, then you keep yourself safe. If you are right and it's someone else's number, you knock out that other person. If you are wrong, however, regardless of if it's your number or someone else's number, if you are wrong, then you are eliminated. If no one answers, then whoever's number is for the question will be eliminated. We rinse and repeat this process until only one player remains. think it's all clear for everyone in game. Let's play looking after number 1. Hi, I'm here, by the way. Hi. So, remaining 6 players, fingers on numbers. And here is your question. If it takes Munchie Mike 3 seconds to completely eat 1 apple and it took him 78 seconds to polish off the basket I gave him, how many apples were in the basket? Lingo Maniac buzzed in first and went with 26, trying for some self-preservation. The correct answer is... very good. 26 remains safe, remains in play. Very nice. Clear out chat if you need to. Fingers on numbers. And here is your next question. How many letters are there in the English alphabet? Oh, wow. Back to back maybe. Storm Vision is in first. Went with 26. The correct answer is indeed 26. As if we would have back-to-back 26 answers, but I'm afraid that's how it works. Lingomaniac, you are in the dark. Wow. That's cruel to have back-to-back 26 answers. Alright, remaining 5 players. Clear out chat if you need to. Fingers on numbers. And here comes your next question. Reese Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton's black comedy anthology series is titled Inside which number? 5 seconds left. We've got a buzz from the panda. The panda went with 9. The answer that I was looking for was... 9 is the correct answer. Panda has knocked out 8 Minky. 8 Minky, you're in the dark. And then there were 4 players. 16, 17, 27 and 42. One of you will advance to the Wonder Wall that is sort of behind me over in that direction there. The remaining players, fingers on numbers. And here is your question. Excluding audience members, what's the maximum number of players in a game of Jackbox bracketeering? I know that was tossed about as an idea that you were going to play while we were waiting around. Storm Vision buzzed in first and went with 16. The correct answer is 16 remains safe in play. Clear out chat if you need to. Fingers on numbers. Here's your next question. To the nearest kilometre, how many kilometres long is a marathon? Can you do the conversion? Tantasar's in first. Went with 27. Now, a marathon is 26 something miles. But we're asking kilometres. The correct answer is 42 kilometres. I'm afraid you got duped into the imperial metric conversion there, I think. And Tantasar, you're in the dark. And then there were 3, 16, 17 and 42 left in play. Storm Vision, Keshi Head and the Panda. One of you will advance to the Wonder Wall. Who will it be? This is a marathon, not a sprint. Indeed, Matt. Fingers and numbers, remaining players. Here's your question. If Lazy Lizzie had 400 metres squared of carpet to vacuum... Oh, wow. Storm Vision's in first. I'm going to read the rest of the question first. If Lazy Lizzie has 400 metres squared of carpet to vacuum, but only gets 4% vacuumed before taking a sabbatical in Ibiza, how many square metres did she vacuum? So, Storm Vision went with 16, possibly as a sense of self-preservation or just saw some numbers and some cube numbers of a 4. Square numbers of a 4, shall I say. The answer that we were looking for is... it is indeed 16. Storm Vision remains in play. Very fast response time there. I mean, that's also useful to have as well if you have your own number typed in already. Because the thing is that you're all about your self-preservation at the very least to start with. So, it's all still in. Fingers on numbers. Clear out chat if you need to. Fingers on numbers. Here is your next question. In the title of a show that starred on BBC Two, at what house number did the Kumars live? Keshi's in first. Went with 42. And the answer that we were looking for was... it is 42. And we say goodbye to the Panda. Hard luck, but you're in the dark. And we are down to 2 players. Storm Vision and Keshi Head as we return back to Blurry Vision. No, we don't. Turn the Blurry Vision off. 16 and 17 are our final numbers. Just 1 digit between them. Storm Vision and Keshi Head, one of you will advance to the Wonder Wall. One of you will take a close, very close second place. If you are both ready, fingers on numbers. And here is your question. What number does the Roman numeral XVI represent? Keshi's in first. Went with 16. The answer that we were looking for is... It is 16 at the last moment. Keshi Head knocks out Storm Vision and Keshi Head will advance to the Wonder Wall. Super Patrick, I don't know when the game show marathon will hear on your channel tomorrow. What? I don't know if I'm doing one or not yet, Super Patrick. Given the current situation with my PC, I don't know what's going to happen. Although the attempts are still reading about the same as they were earlier, apart from those ludicrous numbers. But well played, Keshi Head, and commiserations there to Storm Vision. A valiant second place, though. So congratulations to Keshi Head. Let's move on and take the walk over. Excuse me again. Take a walk over to the Wonder Wall. I think you know how to play this, but for everyone else's benefit, quickly again, here are the rules. The wall is made up of 49 answers, and they are numbered 1 through 49. You just need to give me the number of the answer for each question. Do that 20 times correctly in a row, and within 4 minutes, and you will win 1 million squares of prize money. If you get a question wrong, you get a strike. 3 strikes, you are out. You can pass on a question, 2 questions. In fact, you have 2 passes. You can also choose to pit, which will stop the timer for 15 seconds at a time. You have 2 of those, so you can stop the timer for a maximum of 30 seconds of gameplay. As I say, 20 questions right in the 4 minutes, and you can win 1 million squares of prize money. There are additional commands as well. If you want to zoom over to the left side, then you just say left or L. If you want to zoom over to the right hand side, you can say right or R. If you want to zoom to the middle screen, you just say mid or M. Or you can do an egg and go V fast if you want to do that as well, which I would not recommend because the frame rate is rather low at the moment, so it probably will be very difficult to see at very fast speed. But there is slow and V slow as well if you wanted to do those. Yeah. V slow, slow, med, fast, and V fast are the speed commands if you need those. So, if you are ready, Keshi Head, let's play Wonder Wall. Shaky cam there. Reveal the answers, please. Okay, this is your Wonder Wall, Keshi Head, and this is your 15 seconds of inspection time. God, that frame rate, that is so disgusting. I need to get the new graphics card in. If you're ready, Keshi Head, here's your question. The supermarket Asda is also known by which other name worldwide? Walmart is correct. What's the American equivalent of an aubergine? An eggplant is correct. If you give your opinion without being asked, you could be said to stick what bit of boating kit in? The oar in, indeed. The approximately 25,000 foot deep Sunda Trench is located in which ocean? Gonna pass that one. Who was in a dispute over the invention of calculus with Isaac Newton? Who was in a dispute over the invention of calculus with Isaac Newton? The answer's up there somewhere. You've used a minute of your time. No, correct answer was Leibniz. Yes, it was. What was the name of Nirvana's debut studio album released in 1989? Gonna pass that one. No more passes left. John Craven presented over 3,000 episodes of which British BBC children's news show, should I say? News round is correct. Which fast food company is famous for its golden arches? You have 2.5 minutes left. You still have both pits. McDonald's is correct. Cinnabar Island is the home to which Pokemon gym leader? Cinnabar Island. Which gym leader is it? Okay, you're going to pit. Here's your first pit. Here's the question again. Cinnabar Island is the home to which Pokemon Gym leader? Currently got 5 right. That's 15,000 squares of prize money. You still have 1 pit left after this. You can still get a question wrong. And we are back in play. No, correct answer was Blaine. Bailout is now active. Which animated movie featured Avril Lavigne as a possum named Heather? No, the correct answer was Over the Hedge. And we are out of strikes. Hard luck. Let's see those questions you passed on. The approximately 25,000 foot deep Sunda Trench is located in the Indian Ocean, and the title of Nirvana's debut studio album was Bleach. Hard luck, Cashy Head. Some difficult questions came up at the end there. You had a bit of a good run to start with, and it did get a bit harder. And unfortunately, you do not take away the 15,000 squares of prize money with you. Hard luck. Well, some didn't know that. Well, that's the thing. You already know them. It's only easy if you know the answers. And generally, it is harder on here than it would be on like the UK show, because they're pretty much wanting you to win prize money on the UK version. Well, actually, not even money, is it? It's your journey, how far your journey goes. Although the top-up part on the Wednesday episode is about additional prize money. Anyway, air miles, yeah, that kind of thing. So, commiserations, Catchy Head, but you do not take any squares of money with you this time round. I'm going to switch it to the BRB quickly while I start up the game one more time, because we are going to run it one more time. The temperatures seem to be holding okay. They don't seem to be going too crazy, apart from those numbers that are reading over the hundreds, which make no sense. So, but what we'll do at the very least is, when I open up the PC tomorrow to install all the new tech, is I will give it a once over and make certain all of the sensors are at least okay, and they're not blocked or anything like that, and make certain the fans are definitely spinning properly as well. How's this one work, Danny boy? It's just answer with a number in chat. We'll go over the rules when we get there, but the question will appear in chat, and the answer to it will be a positive integer, generally in the range of 0 to 10,000. You need to answer correctly and answer fast. Yes, if you don't know, watch out. You don't have to answer a question in this version of the game either. At 11 PM will be the new logo on Balog Patrick Plus. What? I'm at will be. Well, I'm not understanding the full context of that. What you're saying, Super Patrick. On YouTube, what? On Balog Patrick Plus. What? Okay. On YouTube, what do you mean on YouTube? I again, I don't understand. I don't know where what the context is. I'm afraid. So what I'm going to quickly do is press the button, push the button as it were, and do that. Let's have an intro again. Are you just saying that, like, Balog Patrick Plus being like, is that Super Password Plus? Is that a version of Password Plus you have? I don't understand what you mean by that, because I don't know that name, that's all. If it's something like Password Plus or Super Password or something like that, and it's going on YouTube, fair enough, I understand that now. But if it's not that, then I don't know. Hello! I'm in game again! Let's press the button, let's open up the lobby. ZTIL is your room code, ZTIL. Sleep until. How the hell did that happen? Unity? Unity? What are you doing, Unity? Yeah, clearly they're social distancing. The thing is, there should be users in those empty slots. Anywhere where you see a gap there should be a user. And I'm getting all sorts of exceptions being thrown by the TwitchLib thread dispatcher, which isn't my code. Oh god, what is going on? What is going on? Oh my god. Unity, what are you doing? Oh my god, what is going on with this? I have no idea why there are so... I mean, the gaps are starting to fill up now. But I still don't know why this is just struggling so much. But it's really irritating because it's throwing a lot of lot of exceptions. And I say, this is code that's not mine. This is just from somewhere else. But it's throwing so many exceptions. This is not going to be... Well, it's having trouble pulling the avatars because the thing that's supposed to be polling Twitch, there's a system called TwitchLib. It has an update polling cycle, and for some reason that update loop is throwing an exception. So I don't know if I can continue running this game because I don't know if it's actually going to accept new messages. So what I'm going to do is start another lobby off. Is what I'm going to do, because that was just broken. And we'll just hope for the best of times. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. BRB again. God damn it! This is all happening today, isn't it? But it's definitely not temperature related because the temperatures have not really changed. So, bleep. Next lobby, no one can join. Absolutely. Just a little fix, as in run it again. Yeah, run it again. Hope for the best. Are we alive? I think we're alive again. So let's try it again. Let's try it again. At least you get to see the intro this many times. How dare you, Egg? We can never skip the intro. They never had this problem, actually. I know they didn't, Connor. But they wouldn't be running the entire bloody broadcast through one PC, would they? No. They'd actually have sensible setup of multiple different PCs. Let's try another lobby out and hope for the best. KEXV. And it looks to be a bit more stable this time. All these technical difficulties, eh? And they always had full 49ers as well, Cetra. Exactly, I know. They had it all pre-configured ahead of time. It's working! It's working, everyone! It's working! Look at it! Yeah, 1 versus 100 would be worse, yeah. I do run 1 versus 100 though, Poker Nuts. That's the thing. yeah. He's a bit of a loose cannon. Alright, 30 more seconds and we'll get this final game underway. Finally. It seems to be working now. It seems to be at least functional now. Yeah, that smile certainly can be deceiving sometimes. Just maybe have Simon Mayer poking out from behind the stairs, yeah. Look to the Discord for new logo look. Where? Not that Chocobo GIF, no. I don't even know where we're going with this. Where am I going with this? It's not even there. I can't find it in the Discord if you're saying it's in the Discord because I can't see it. Anyway, we're all done now. We've got 32 in. Let's get playing. Nope, 33. Samson's in at the very last moment. And if we're all ready, let's play Winning Lines. Say my number if you need to. And all that jazz. Welcome to the 33ers, yeah. Oh, now I see it. Now you've posted it. Yeah. Decent logo. Alright. Here are the rules. There are questions. The answers to the questions are numbers. If you want to answer fast and answer correctly. If you answer incorrectly, you're out. If you answer not fast enough, then you won't go through. If you do answer fast enough, you will go through. There are going to be 6 entry possibilities to the next round. That's basically it. And also, if you don't want to answer a question, you don't have to. That's how you do. If you're fast, you're last, etc. Pretty simple, really. So, if you're all ready, let's play Winning Lines. Imagine if you had that as in a game show, if you had a host just that blasé just with describing the rules there. Yeah, this is how you play. There you go. Have fun. Has an AI ever won any of these games? No, Shimoko. It would not be possible to do so. Alright, everyone ready? Fingers on numbers. And here is your question. How many lives are cats said to have? Don't know about whiskers, but how many lives are cats said to have? Like your pink if you played. Many people going for this. 32 players going for this question. Unsurprisingly. Just Charlemagne did not actually answer this question. And I'm hoping that everyone gave the answer of 9. 9 is what we were looking for. If you gave 9, we'll let you blue. Anything else, we will let you red. Oh no! Podium number 42, Virtual Polygon. Was that a typo? 98 you typed in. 98, yeah, I'm guessing that is a typo, so that is a wrong answer. And Charlemagne typed something really weird. I'm guessing that probably should have been a 9, but it wasn't. It was something non-numeric, so did not accept as an answer. So, I'm afraid Virtual Polygon, we're going to have to say goodbye. So, 31 players got it right. Who was the fastest out of 31? This could be close on timings, you are indeed right. The fastest player was... Hey, Jerry Harris, podium number 1, 3.34 seconds. Then it was Clive, 3.58. And Storm Vision, 3.58. Same frame. Lingo Matt, same frame. My God, too many answers. There's just way too many people answered that question. So, tie for second place. Congratulations. But Jerry Harris, you were the fastest. With a very fast time of 3.34 seconds. Lose the 0, keep the 1, and the first digit, it's a 1. First digit in our winning line is indeed a 1. And everyone was under 9 seconds indeed. What happens if the top 2 tie on the same time? Well, it's whatever order they came in by the system. Because it does recognise that. It does recognise that there is a difference between when they come through. But that is entirely on the ordering that it comes through on the IRC channel. So... it's literally the priority that it comes through the WebSocket. That's about as low level as it can get. All right, well, Jerry, you are first through. And we only have 1 player out due to a typo there. We have 5 more places to find. Fingers on numbers, the remaining players. Here is question number 2. If you put 50p in a piggy bank every day for 14 weeks, how many pounds would you save? If you put 50p in a piggy bank every day for 14 weeks, how many pounds would you save? Did I read the question out right? I don't know if I did. Because there's a day and a week listed there. Well, like your pink if you played. 13 players chose to answer this question. So, if you put 50p in a piggy bank every day for a week, you'd have £3.50. but we're looking for 14 weeks worth. So, the answer that we were looking for this time round is 49. £49 is how much you would save if you put 50p in the piggy bank for every day for 14 weeks total. If you answered 49, we'll light you blue. But I suspect we're going to be seeing a lot of red. In fact, all but one person read the question correctly. Oh, wow. We have to say goodbye to 4, 5, 10, 13, 16, 18, 21, 22, 26, 30, 31, and 37. Panda's the only one to read the question correctly and will advance. The time of 11.08 seconds. Well played, the Panda. He remembers to read the differences between days and weeks. And 11 seconds was indeed the best time on that particular question. And we're in order as well. Jerry at podium 1 went through first. Panda at podium 2 is in second. I mean, we're going to have to break that rule afterwards now because there's no one at 3. 4 and 5 have been eliminated. So yeah, there's not many players left in now after that question. Yes, egg. What do you mean? What? 23 could get it. 23 could get it to get the 3, potentially. Yes, absolutely. And we do have a 1-4. Do we have a 5 anywhere? We do have a 4, 5, and a 6. So we could actually do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But yeah, if everyone does get eliminated, or there are not enough in there to go through, then it will recycle everyone that is eliminated. So yeah, those that are deaded become undeaded if we run out of spaces. But for the time being, we do still have enough players left in play to fill in the rest of the slots. So 1 and 2 is our current running line. We have 4 spaces remaining to fill. Question number 3, here it comes. On a standard phone keypad, which 3 numbers would you press to spell out the word win in a text message? On a standard phone keypad, which 3 numbers would you press to spell out the word win in a text message? Okay, we'll light you pink if you played. Just one player electing to go for this question. Lingo Maniac at podium number 17. I can reveal that you put the answer in of 946. Is that the correct answer? If it is the correct answer, you'll go blue. If it's not the correct answer, you'll go red. Let's reveal. You are indeed correct. 946 was the correct answer. And since you are the only player left in answered within the time, you take podium. You take the 3rd position in looking after number 1 with a time of 9.82 seconds. We lose the 1, keep the 7, and the 3rd digit in our winning line is a 7. Well played, Lingo Maniac. Chancing on that question because no one else chanced it in time. And he's ruined the pattern that we had. Oh well. So, 3 are through. We still have 3 places to find to the remaining players still in play. Fingers on numbers. Here is your 4th opportunity to get in. Farnham Ref has been playing the latest motor racing game and managed to complete a mile-long drag race in exactly 40 seconds. What was his average speed in miles per hour? Farnham Ref has been playing the latest motor racing game and managed to complete a mile-long drag race in exactly 40 seconds. What was his average speed in miles per hour? Whew, some difficult maths in this one. We'll light you pink if you decided to play. We have, again, just one player electing to go for this question. Is that Awesome Quintuple 9 at podium 41? I think it is. Let's see what they went with. Let's find out. So, Awesome Quintuple 9 elected with the answer of 90. 9-0. Again, if the answer is 90, we will light you blue. If it is anything else other than 90, we will light you red. Let's reveal it. Well played. 90 miles per hour is indeed the correct answer we were looking for. Going with basically, I guess the easy way to work about it is that you've got a ratio. If it was exactly 60 seconds, then it would be 60 miles an hour. But because it's 40 seconds, it's 2/3 in that time. So you actually sort of multiply the 60 by 3/2, which actually end up being, something like that. So it end up being 90 miles per hour. So, well played. And you will take the next position with a time of 15.05 seconds. Goodness me. 15.05 seconds. That's a winning time. Lose the 4, keep the 1. And our 4th digit is another 1. 1271 is our current winning line. There are 2 places left to fill. And not many players left to fill those with. How many do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players still playing for the remaining 2 slots. So, or 16. Did I miss one? I missed someone. Sorry if I missed whoever you are. Whoever I missed someone. Podium 38. Did I miss Podium 38? I did miss Podium 38. Sorry. 16 still in play. I still can't count. So, 2 places left to fill. To the remaining 16 players in. Fingers and numbers. Here is your 5th opportunity. What number precedes A Space Odyssey to form the title of a Stanley Kubrick film? What number precedes A Space Odyssey to form the title of a Stanley Kubrick film? Omio's just saying nope. We'll light your pink if you played. We've got 12 players of the 16 electing to go for this question. The number that we were looking for was 2001. Get out the timpanis, everyone. 2001 was the number that we were looking for. If you answer 2001, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we will light you red. All of you people say my birth year, you're making me feel older. But everyone answering that correctly, well played to the 12. Now, who was fastest out of these 12? It was Professional Renderer at podium number 14 with a time of 4.46 seconds. Well played, Professor Renderer. I am not a professional renderer. You might be a professor renderer. I am not a professional renderer. Nevertheless, you are player number 5 through. Lose the 1, keep the 4. And our 5th digit in our winning line is a 4. 12714 is our current winning line. Whew. I mean, that's true, Egg. They are indeed already over 18, even though being born in 2001. I know, it's rather wearying. So, there is only 1 place left to fill in looking after number 1, and we still have 15 players to find that slot. So, to the remaining 15 players in, fingers on numbers, this is potentially your last opportunity. Are you ready? Here is the question. Coined by Cedar Point, a hypercoaster is any roller coaster with a height over how many feet? Coined by Cedar Point, a hypercoaster is any roller coaster with a height of over how many feet? I would hope Egg gets this right, even though he is faking his answers. We'll light you pink if you played. We've got 9 players that decided to go for this question. So, Egg, just out of curiosity, would you have known the correct answer? It's 200 as far as I know. Yes, 200 feet is indeed the threshold for a hyper coaster. If you answer 200, we will light you blue. Anything else, we will light you red. Oh my goodness! You hate to see it happen, but everyone that answered got it wrong. We had 500 from Samster, we had 300 from Clive, 197 from Omeo, 299 from G. Eisens, 500 Bot Conima, 60 from the Masters, 100 from Cast 7th, 230 from Jahuska. Some people giving some phony answers, some really phony answers. So, yeah, all wrong answers. And we do have to say goodbye. And because no one got that question right does mean we will have to re-roll the question and pick another one. There are now 5 players in play left that can answer this next question. Let's see. Podium 19, 25, 28, 29, 33, and 38. That counted 6 to me then. That's not 5, that's 6. Someone else can't count, and I'm just reading chat, presuming they're right. 6 are still in play. That could make it into looking after number 1. So, to the remaining 6, this is your question. This could be your last opportunity. Good luck. If the contestants on In It to Win It only managed to answer 2 questions correctly between them before the klaxon went, how many pounds would they be playing for? Bloody hell. If the contestants on In It to Win It only managed to answer 2 questions correctly between them before the klaxon went, how many pounds would they be playing for? We'll light your pinky if you played. Natter is the lone answerer at podium number 29. Third time again of the lone surviving answer. So, anyone in chat know what it is? Natter went with 200 by mistake. Egg Fry thinks it's 10,000. Cast 7th Meat thinks it's 10,000. Matt thinks it's 10,000. Connor thinks it's 10,000. NPM thinks it's 10,000. Yes. A correct answer on its own is worth 1,000 in it to win it. There are 5 contestants. So if all of the 5 contestants each answered 2 answers correctly, that would be a total of £10,000, which means, Natter, we have to say goodbye. And we still haven't found our 6th player. We now have 5 players. The 5k pop. What? I thought they were... No, whatever. Anyway, 5 players remain. Everyone else miss. If you're all ready for the 5 remaining players, we have a do-over for position 6. Here we go. Here's the question again. What number wedding anniversary is typically represented by steel? What number wedding anniversary is typically represented by steel? Who wants to go for it? Did anyone go for it? Well, light your pinky if you played. No, no one played for it. Anyone in chat know what the answer is? Tipster says 11th. Egg 7th, Matt 35, Natter 30th, Cast 7th, 4th, not the 25th. And this is why I proposed the if no one plays we reset rule. I understand that skill count. The correct answer that we were looking for in this case was 11. So, no one played. And we have to go again. Remaining players, fingers on numbers again. Hopefully you get a question you want to answer. Here is the question. What is the smallest perfect number? What is the smallest perfect number? Surely someone's going to have to punt for this one. Well, light your pink if you played. We have 3 punters for this one. 25, 28, and 33. And I believe there is a correct answer amongst them, so we are definitely through on this question. Finally. So, the answer that I was looking for this final question was 6. 6 is the smallest perfect number. If you answered 6, we'll light you blue. Anything else, we'll light you red. And the 3 players that answered did answer correctly. Super tension time. Who was the fastest out of podium 25, 28, and 33? It was Storm Vision at 28 with a time of 3.66 seconds. Well played, Storm Vision. Setcher was close behind at 4.87 seconds, and then Pokenuts in 3rd place, 5.48 seconds. And so ends the longest game of 49ers ever. I know. Oh my god. Well, 28 is also a perfect number, so that works. Alright, well, we lose the 2, keep the 8, and the last digit in our winning line finally is an 8. 127148. Why do I seem to have really weird recollection of this being like the recursion numbers in a 7th, just in the wrong order? 112478 in order, though, is our winning line, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Well, that was a game and a half of 49ers, wasn't it? Congratulations to those 6 that managed to get through. 1, 2, 14, 17, 28, and 41 managed to get through. The remaining players, hard luck, commiserations, but stick around and root for your favourite player as we now go into looking after number 1. Yeah, and now finally the lottery draw. Absolutely. Can you imagine that portraying on TV? What specifically? Just all of that happening. Let's quickly go over the rules. Very much like round number 1, except the answers are only what you see in front of you. 1, 2, 14, 17, 28, and 41. If you answer in first, you buzz in. If you buzz in and you answer correctly and it is your number, you are safe. If you buzz in and answer correctly and it is someone else's number, you knock out the other person. If you buzz in and answer and it's wrong, then regardless if it's your number or not, you eliminate yourself. If no one answers on the question, then whoever's number it is will be eliminated. We keep going until one player remains. Isn't the show live? It's pseudo-live, Awesome Quintuple 9. It's pseudo-live. I imagine the first part is done ahead of time, pre-recorded. And they intersperse the live lottery draw stuff as necessary. And then at the end, where they do the whole pick up the phone thing, I think that might be done live potentially, or it's done as a pre-recorded and almost sort of live situation. So it's a mixture of live and not live. So to the Super 6, good luck to all of you as we now play looking after number 1. We've got an interesting number distribution again. 1 and 2 close together, 14, 17 close together. There's 28 and 41 outliers. Yeah, the answering the phones was live, certainly. That's the only part that could be done live, really. If you're all ready, fingers on numbers, everyone. Here is your first question. The Pearl Harbor bombing occurred on December the 7th, 19 what? I'll read that again. The Pearl Harbor bombing occurred on December 7th, 19 what? Awesome Quintuple 9 answered and went with their own number of 41. The correct answer is indeed 41. Well played. You stay in play. Clear out chat if you need to. And if you're all ready, fingers on numbers as we now go into the next question. In NFL American football, how many points is a safety worth? Jerry's in. Jerry went with 2. It's either going to be 1 or 2. Is Jerry right? The correct answer is... It is indeed 2. Jerry managing to get ahead of the Panda. Panda, you've been knocked out. You are in the dark. Hard luck. And then there were 5. Between 1, 14, 17, 28, and 41. One of you will advance to the Wonderwall that is over in that direction over there. If you're ready, fingers on numbers, here is your next question. In 1845, Texas was admitted to the USA as which state of the Union? 5 seconds. Storm Vision is in first. Went with some self-preservation on the answer of 28. The answer that we were looking for was... 28. It is a correct answer, and you are safe. Remain in play. Well played. Clear out chat if you need to. And the remaining 5 fingers on numbers. Let's go to another question. Which number is mentioned in the name of the band that had hits with House of Love and Thunder? 5 seconds. Is anyone going to answer? No one is going to answer. Jerry was in there right at the end after the timer saying 1. Did not count. So, what are people saying in chat? Ekfried saying E17 or A1. Could be one of those. Anyone else have any ideas? UB41? Not quite. Some 41? Not quite again. Undead think it's 14. Anybody have any proper clues? I think it's 14. E17 says Natter. I can reveal that the number mentioned in the name of the band that had hits with House of Love and Thunder was 17. E17 was the answer we were looking for. Lingo Maniac, you failed to answer in time. And you are now in the dark. And Jerry, aren't you glad that you didn't answer within the time limit? Because then you would have actually eliminated yourself and kept Lingo in play. And then there were 4 players in play. Jerry, Professor Renderer, Storm Vision, and Awesome Quintuple 9. One of you will advance to the Wonderwall. If you're all ready, fingers on numbers. Here's your next question. If there was one more stripe on the US flag, how many would there be in total? Storm Vision's in first, went with 14. It was very close with everyone else. The answer that we were looking for this time was indeed 14. Professor Renderer, you've been knocked out by Storm Vision and you are in the dark. But GG's all round. The Professor Renderer has been now rendered inactive, indeed. 3 players left. Jerry at 1, Storm Vision 28, and also Quintuple 9 at 41. 2 more to eliminate. Here is your next question. According to Chinese myth, the rat told how many of the animals the wrong date for the Zodiac Feast? Jerry went in first. Went with the answer of 1. The correct answer we were looking for was... It is indeed 1. Jerry, you are safe. Indeed, thanks to the score count for this from a factoid in Duel. Clear out chat if you need to. 3 players still in. We need to get that down to 1. Fingers and numbers. Here is your next question. Legendary entertainer Bruce Forsyth was born in 19 what? Awesome Quintuple 9's in first. Going with 41. Going for the self-preservation tactic. The answer that we were looking for was 28. 1928 is what we were looking for. Awesome Quintuple 9, you managed to save Storm Vision, but instead eliminate yourself. And you're in the dark. Yeah. Very, very old if he was still there. Well, we now have Jerry at 1, Storm Vision at 28. One of you will advance to the Wonderwall, and one of you will take second place. He would have been 92 this year, and the camera clean. No, that's because I turned the blur off. I just turned the blur off ahead of time this time. So, sorry. So, Jerry at 1, Storm Vision at 28. Good luck to the both of you. Here is your question. How many pieces are there in a single set of double 6 dominoes? Storm Vision's in first, went with 28 for some self-preservation. Is the correct answer. Also, Storm Vision, I will say that Jerry Harris actually typoed on that particular answer. So if you didn't answer, Jerry would have been eliminated. So be careful with your typing. Clear out chat if you need to. Fingers on numbers. And here is your question. On a typical GameCube controller, how many buttons are coloured green? Storm Vision's in first. Went with 28. I don't recall there ever being 28 buttons on a GameCube controller. But maybe I'm wrong. Correct answer that we were looking for is... I'm afraid the answer is 1. You've knocked yourself out with some self-preservation, Storm Vision. That does mean, Jerry, you advance to the Wonderwall. A GameCube controller certainly has 28 buttons, at the very least. Unlucky there, Storm Vision, but you played valiantly up to the end. Jerry Harris, congratulations. You have advanced to the Wonderwall. Storm just likes to give everyone else a chance. Absolutely, yes. They are pretty hefty, that is true. Alright, Jerry, let's take the walk over. And let's get the rules up quickly. You know how this works. 49 answers on the board. On the wall, technically speaking. You just need to give me the numbers of the answers. 20 right in 4 minutes, you get 1 million squares of prize money. There are 2 passes, there are 2 pits, and there are 3 strikes. 3 strikes, and you are out. You can also shift over to the left with L or left, shift over to the right with R or right, shift to the middle with mid or M, and you can also change the speed with V slow, slow, med, fast, and V fast. Those are all your commands, and also if you want to leave with some money, you do need to bail when it happens, unless of course you take the full 1 million squares. If you are ready, Jerry, let's play Wonderwall. Reveal the answers. And this is your Wonderwall. 15 seconds of inspection time. There's some good answers up there. Certainly Doot at number 10, that's quite nice. And if you are ready, Jerry, here is your first question. Which chaser appeared as part of the Rugby Boys on Only Connect? It's up there somewhere. Also, yeah, Panda's there. The Beast is correct. What do Americans call trousers? Pants is correct. What completes the title of the Kevin Costner movie Dances with blank? Wolves is correct. Which Michael Jackson song shares its title with part of a female tennis player's name? Billie Jean is correct. Who hosted Jeopardy from its premiere until 1979? Art Fleming is correct. On Blockbusters, how many hexagons are on the board during the Gold Rush round? 20 is correct. In the Bible, which king of Israel had a best friend called Jonathan? You're going to pass that. What are the opening 3 words of the New King James Version of the Bible? It really wants to give you some Bible questions. In the beginning is correct. In Greek mythology, Apollo is the son of Zeus and whom? There's your first pit. 2 minutes 45 remaining. Here's the question again. In Greek mythology, Apollo is the son of Zeus and whom? Currently 7 correct answers, 25,000 squares of prize money in the bank. Still have 1 pass, nothing wrong so far, and you are now back in play. Did you find the answer, Jerry? Leto is correct. What is the first name of the father of Formula 1 driver Max Verstappen? Of the father. Gonna pass that. No more passes left. A foot is equivalent to 12 what? Inches is correct. What shape is the base of a cone? Circle is correct. If you go to an Italian restaurant and order pasta primavera, you will get pasta served with what? 2 minutes left. You do not have any passes left. You can get questions wrong, though. Still have 1 pit as well. No, correct answer was vegetables. Land's End, Penzance, and Newquay are in which English county? No, correct answer was Cornwall. Bailout is now active. The novel Howard's End inspired the name of what popular UK game show? You still have 1 pit. There we go. This is your last pit. The question again. The novel Howard's End inspired the name of what popular UK game show? Currently 10 right, 50,000 squares of prize money. 1 minute 32 left on the clock. And we are back in play. Only Connect is correct. 1.5 minutes remaining. What part of an egg is typically emulsified with pigments to make tempera paint? What's it gonna be? You have no more pits left, Jerry. There is it. You're bailing. Bailing on 11 right, 60,000 squares of prize money. That's the best we've had tonight. And we were looking for yolk on that last question there, the yolk. I'm guessing you didn't want to chance it between yolk and white or shell. And Jos Verstappen indeed was the father of Max Verstappen. Yes, Jos actually a valid answer in this case. And the other one you passed on in Bible, which king of Israel had a best friend called Jonathan? That was King David. King David of Israel. Well, you did play well there. 11 right, 60,000 squares of prize money will be headed your way, Jerry. Obviously, that has very little value, but I hope you had fun, and congratulations. Yeah, it's more, you pronounce it more Jos Verstappen, but yeah, Jos, Jos, or Jos Verstappen. I was actually watching some of the replay match of the old Monaco Grand Prix when Jos Verstappen was still driving around, and a lot of the live chat, because they'd done it as a go live on YouTube Premiere. Yeah, the '97 Monaco Grand Prix, indeed, Matt. yeah, and a lot of people say, it's the other Verstappen. It's not Max. Well played, everyone. I hope you had had fun with that. And my PC does seem to be handling it still. Temperatures are slightly warmer than they started out with, but again, still very reasonable. And the hard drives are like, yeah, mid-30s, no problem. CPU's at 60, which is okay. It's, could be colder, but since it is doing some work at the moment, it's reasonable. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining along. Tomorrow, I think I am going to do some more Final Fantasy X playthrough, because I was enjoying doing that earlier. Let me quickly go to one of these layouts like this and activate the webcam. Activate. There we go. Hello, you can see me big and everything. So yeah, I might do some... sorry, Coolio, we are just ending now. Yeah, I'll probably play some more Final Fantasy X during the day. So if you're interested in just chilling around while I do that, then yeah, stick. Just join the stream and have a chat, because yeah, we'll just be having a chill day of streaming basically. Nothing else really. Excuse you, Robotron on Twitch. I was not expecting you to make any sort of noise, but you did. I was just looking for someone to raid. Who is live on my list of people? Let's have a look. You know what? I've got this guy who is a friend of someone on Facebook. Who basically they just want to need to get themselves boosted to affiliate status. I think they've just gotten to that, but some more follows certainly would not be amiss. So if you want to go and help out, then we're going to be raiding Sir Ashen Lux. What's the raid message going to be? I don't know. Yeah, we'll just do that. An Atbash raid with some Atbash Queens if you have that. If you have that emote to hand, then we can do that. So we shall do that. Thank you very much for all of that fun. And I will see you probably at some point tomorrow if you want to be around tomorrow for some Final Fantasy X gameplay. For the time being, thank you very much. Have a good night.